Hey everyone, I'm Bronson, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about Flesh and Blood and the possibility of having an RPG element to this trading card game. Now, this is just a theory that I have, and this piggybacks off of a previous video I made of PvE content being implemented in Flesh and Blood. Along with that, and I think that not only PvE content can be implemented, but I think more of an RPG role play game experience can be added. And PvE content by itself, I think, would be pretty easy to implement, whereas the RPG element would come next, in my opinion. The RPG element would be a little bit uh, more uh, I think the word would be complex to implement. So there's a lot of complexities when you think if of RPGs. If you're thinking about creating like a whole sort of like mechanics for combat, a whole different set of rules in that nature. But I just want to open it up to with the story. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. And I want to get into this. This is what they're going to do. Uh, this is my theory. So, back in the day, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. And I can't tell you how many hours I've spent just like looking through this book and figuring out what class I wanted to play, what abilities, and it was such a fun time. And not only the book, honestly, looking through the book and figuring out what classes and ability, that was kind of fun. But the magic, my friends, happened when you were playing the game. There's just so much like inside joke that arises, and everyone's just trying to have fun together, and everyone's playing on the same team, and you're drinking beers and just chilling out. It was a blast playing Dungeons and Dragons growing up, and I think it really embodies what LSS wants for its product, which is to gather around a table with friends and have a nice experience and just have fun. I feel like this is a great direction for the game, especially too, because currently the game is solely focused on PvP. And PvP is nice, and PvP is what trading card games have been at its core. And I think it always has to be that way, where you have that core there. But I think there's also a great opportunity to branch off into this niche where people can just sit around a table and have fun with the cards they have. And the reason why it needs that backbone of PvP and, collectability is so that the game thrives. People pay money for that. People pay money for collectability and secondary market. They're very smart. LSS knows that the only way that they can continue and have continuity is to have that rock and to have that user base who is hardcore about collecting flashy stuff. But then I think my theory is in a year or two, they're going to realize they have this already planned out. That's why it's a hero centric game. The hero guys. And that's why there's multiple heroes because they're trying to build out all the cards, and then guess what? Everyone's going to have these bulk commons, they're going to have these like bulk rares, and they're going to have all this stuff, and they're going to find new ways to get different segments of the market of games. So, yeah, let me know what you think down below. Is this crazy? Can this really happen? I think it can, and I think it will. I think it's just a matter of time. I feel like they have this in their back pocket, and when it gets released, it's going to be really cool. Because honestly, thinking back to my days, I don't know if you guys ever played Dungeons and Dragons, I think 4th edition or 5th edition. one of the most famous items in that edition is called the Deck of Many Things. And even if you didn't like D&D 4e, you still heard of the Deck of Many Things. It was essentially a deck of cards, right? And there's this really cool campaign where you go around the map and you try to collect these cards, and you collect three at a time, and then you're finally trying to build the deck. And then once you have completed the 52 card deck, you could draw from the deck, and based on what you drew, you get like positive or negative effects, and it would alter your character, and it was really cool. It was such a great item to put in the game. I mean, not there were other items too, but that one was like the most notorious and like the coolest thing they did. And I feel like when the person who had like I had a guy in my group, he was a mage, and he was the easiest person to give this deck of many things to because it was a magical implement. You could use it for your abilities and what have you. But what was really cool is he actually had like some deck of cards. Everyone else had like a sheet of paper, but this dude had like some cards, which was cool. And then he'd like shuffle them and he'd like pick one. But what I really wanted is to have more stuff like that. I mean, there's actually two, now that I'm thinking back, I was this elf and I received this moon blade, and it was a physical card like this, and I had it in my like a part of my sheet, but I was like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I had other stuff like this? Like like a card that represented it, cuz my character had equipment, my character had different items and different stuff, but it wasn't symbolized by a card. It was me writing it on my piece of paper, like I acquired 100 copper, or I acquired a moon blade and stuff like that. But what's great about this setup for Flesh and Blood is they already have all of those items, all the equipment items, and all of the abilities, and all of that would have you available. And what's crazy too is think about how you could level up as a hero. You first start with, let's say, 3 common cards, or maybe a deck of 10 common cards. And then every level you increase. So level 1 you have 10 commons, then at level 2 you have 12 commons, level 3 you have 14 commons, and then when you get to like level 5, maybe you get your first rare card. Whoa. And then maybe at level 10 you get your first what is it? Majestic card, and so on and so forth. So you could level your character like that, where in the beginning you have like just commons, and then you get a bigger deck, and more valuable stuff. It's definitely going to be hard to tweak it and make it where it should be, but the great thing about RPGs, guys, is it really doesn't matter like if things are broken, or if things are not, like if things are totally what is it, balanced, or if things are broken. Like everyone's there to just have fun, and doing damage is fun, and attacking the boss and doing that stuff is, it's all fun, but it's just an excuse to hang out. It's an excuse to just chill out with your friends, and have fun together in a party. And of course, you know, the great thing too about RPGs like what is it, Dungeons and Dragons, is you may have a hero card. They might have certain abilities, right? But you create a personality behind this hero. This isn't just a hero that, oh, I'm just, I have swords, I'm gonna attack, I'm gonna kill stuff. No, it's like you have depth to the characters. Like maybe your character is really shy. Maybe your character sneezes too many times. Maybe they're prone to getting hurt, or maybe they are a jealous type, or maybe they like to seduce people, or they're a lockpick, or they're a kleptomaniac. They steal things from people around them. I mean, I had this one character where she would steal all the time. Like it was an elf ranger, and once I found some goblet, and I was supposed to share it with my teammates. They're like, no, I just steal it. I keep it, and I had to roll for what is it, stealth, and I think other people had to roll for awareness, and they didn't see me, so I got I got a free thing. So it's really It's just fun, and nobody cared. Like and the cool thing is, even though I won that 100 gold piece goblet, right? No one at the table cared because everyone was just there to have fun, and they were all on the same team. And when everyone's on the same team playing a game they love, they don't care. So to wrap things up, I highly believe that LSS knows that they're going to do this in the future. They're setting up the pieces, they're creating a nice collectible card game, they're making it well known, but then when the time is right, they're going to pounce on this market and they're really going to capitalize on the wealth of cards that they have, along with providing maybe like a supplemental book. So, what will be great is they already have the cards, right? So, picking up the common cards from the unlimited versions of Welcome to Wrath or Arcane Rising, it's going to be pretty cheap for anyone. And what's great is when they produce the book, it's going to make it so people are more interested in the cards. But it's also going to make it so people don't have to buy too much in order to play the game. Uh, yeah, let me know what you think. I'd be really interested to see what other people think about this theory. Sure that it's going to blow the minds of a couple people, and honestly, and most of you, it's like this has got to happen. Thanks for watching.